Hello, everybody. I hope you're enjoying your last few days of and hours of the summer, and you all had a wonderful summer, rested up, and ready to start the new academic year. I am Joseph Campos. I'm the director of the Reynolds Center for Graduate Life and Learning, and welcome to the start of the 26-27 academic year at UNC Charlotte Graduate School. We're so thrilled to have you here. My colleagues and I are honored to be able to welcome you to the university, and we are here to ensure that you have an enjoyable and successful year. It is my honor to introduce you to Dr. William Talone, Associate Provost and Dean of the Graduate School.
Thank you, Joe, and good afternoon, everyone. I want to welcome you to UNC Charlotte. We uh, we want to express our gratitude to you for choosing us, but please also know that we have chosen you. You are a highly qualified and well-prepared group of new students that are joining us here in our graduate programs at UNC Charlotte. This campus, this university, is a special place. And what a big part of what makes it special is our students, and it is you. And so we're excited about your participation in our programs and your interest in us. And I thought I would not just welcome you, but say a few things about our university and especially graduate education at this university. As you may know, this is an elite research university. We are an R1 institution as ranked by the Carnegie Foundation. That places us in the top 4% of universities in the country. And that distinction sets us apart, but it also says something about what we do here on this campus. And what you'll find at this campus and what makes graduate education in particular special on this campus is how we support graduate student success. That sets us apart. We have many highly ranked programs according to US News and World Report. But beyond that, we provide support to our students that many, if not most, universities do not provide. Joseph already mentioned that he leads our Reynolds Graduate Center for Reynolds Center for Graduate Life and Learning. And that is a center that is focused specifically on your success here in your time. And I encourage you at that throughout your time with us in your studies, that you always use that center as a resource. There are four dimensions that I want you to think about around student success that we provide support to you. Of course, there's the curricular aspect that we provide. And as I said, we just have outstanding programs here at this university. But there is also a wide range of co-curricular activities that the center delivers that help you develop and support you in your discipline of study. And beyond that, we focus on developing you as a person because it is not just what the knowledge and skills that you gain during your time here, but it's also the person that you become. And we're excited about who you will become as a part of your studies here at the university. And then finally, this is a university that is connected to its community. And you will have opportunities to participate in those relationships and build your own connections in this community through your studies. So it is an exciting time for you, and it's an exciting time for us. And as you move forward, I think back to when I started my graduate studies, and it was those moments where I felt overwhelmed by what I was encountering. But then I started to make connections to fellow students, to the faculty, to the staff. And what you have here that I did not have is the Reynolds Center for Graduate Life and Learning and all of the many resources that you'll hear about. You'll hear about some of them today, I'm sure, but you'll also be encountering them during your studies. And I would encourage you to reach out and to participate in those different programs and in those different activities. That becomes a support system for you. It helps build you up and lift you up in those difficult times. And it's also a place where we can celebrate the successes that you have. So once again, I want to welcome you here and let you know how excited I am about what these programs will mean to you and your future, but also what you mean to us and our future. My office resides here in the Reese building, which is close to the library here on campus. And if there's ever a time that you need to have a word with me, don't hesitate to reach out. I enjoy my interactions with students, which happens on a regular basis, despite my administrative duties. For what it's worth, I'm a computer scientist by training. I've gone through all faculty rank and I'm here because this is what's most meaningful for me. That is to work with students and in particular graduate students. And in your time here in your studies, we're excited about what it'll mean for your future and the impact that you have on society with the meaningful impacts that you make. So again, welcome and we're excited to have you be a part of this family. Joe, I'll hand it back over to you.
Thank you so much, Dean Tall. Appreciate your time and thank you for your welcoming words. The center is not just a physical location. We are in the Atkins building. We are out on campus within the university, and we want to be where you are as well. But first and foremost, we want to know who's with us today. So in the chat, we have an opportunity to learn who's joined us today. So if you would be so kind to drop in the chat some facts about yourself. Tell us who you are, where you're joining us from, and most importantly, where have you come from, if it's outside of Charlotte, North Carolina, or if it's outside the US. It is a great opportunity for us to network. The center is one particular place to build community, and we would like to do that. So we encourage you to drop that in the chat. We have several of the fellow graduate students in there. We'll be introducing them later throughout the course of the program today and get to know where you are. We have people from all over Asheville. We have people, wow, wonderful. Everyone's coming. Hello, welcome. Welcome. We have people from Midland, people coming from India. Wonderful. Georgia, Greece, Ghana, Chicago. This is wonderful. Great. Charleston, Maryland, Winston-Salem, Cary, Jackson, Michigan, Grand Rapids. Wonderful. Durham. This is great. Thank you so much. Welcome. We're excited, and we look forward to hopefully building a community here. If this is an opportunity for you to connect with your fellow classmates as well as us, not only here in the center, but out at the university. Next, I would like to introduce another key contributor to the team and someone who is helping us deliver all these wonderful resources, Dr. Catherine Hall-Littell, Associate Dean of the Graduate School. She's here to share some tips of being successful in the graduate school.
Great. Thanks so much, Joe. And let me add my welcome. Welcome to Charlotte. As you heard, the graduate school is here to support you and support your journey through graduate school. We want you to be successful. So think of the graduate school as the administrative umbrella over all of the graduate programs at UNC Charlotte. We admit you to graduate school. We support you with your degree progress. We approve academic exceptions, and we also help graduate you. So really, throughout your journey, you're going to be interacting with us. But mostly, we really want to figure out how to help you be successful. And as Dean Talone said, you'll hear more about the Center for Graduate Life and Learning and the ways in which they're going to support your success. But regardless of who you're interacting with, we're all here for you. And that's our mission. So I hope you're excited as you start this journey. Unlike undergraduate, maybe you always knew you were expected to go to college. Maybe you were only given a few options of where to go to college. Perhaps you started college not knowing what you wanted to major in. That's very different at the graduate level, right? All of you chose a graduate program, and it is a choice. Nobody is forcing you to come back and get a graduate degree, right? This is something that you wanted to do. Maybe it's to advance in your career. Maybe it's just to switch careers, or maybe it was a personal goal, something you've always wanted to do. But that also means that you get to invest in how you engage with this effort, right? And so let me share some tips, some advice from my experience and from others. I had a friend who used to say he calculated how much it cost for every minute of class he attended. And he decided that based on that, he was never going to miss class, right? Because it was an investment. So you'll need to figure out how this investment feels for you and how you want to engage with it. But my first piece of advice is to be proactive. Again, unlike undergrad, where you get a syllabus, and when there's an exam, you might get a study guide, and you'll be told frequently if you're doing well or not. Graduate studies can be a lot more autonomous. Yes, you'll have a syllabus, but you'll be expected to go beyond that, to ask additional questions, to find more resources to support yourself if you're struggling in a particular area. So when I say proactive, I mean ask a lot of questions. If something it's not making sense to you or it seems opaque, ask a question. Otherwise, faculty will assume that you understand it. And so the sooner you get comfortable asking, the better. Another tip, manage your time wisely. I know many of you are working and going to school, and time is a valuable resource. But I'm sure you've heard this before, you have to prioritize your studies. Graduate school is tough to do successfully if it's not a priority. And sometimes that means you'll have to make some sacrifices in order to prioritize your studies. For me, I had young children, and so one of the things I sacrificed was taking them to soccer games. And my partner had to do that because I needed to be in the library. So you'll figure out what you need to move around, but I encourage you to talk to your support system, because if everybody is supporting you, you're much more likely to be successful. You need that network. Now, there are some important policy differences between undergraduate education and graduate education. And I'm not going to get into all of them, but just a few I want to point out so that you're aware. There is a different grading scale at the graduate level. So we have A, B, C grades and unsatisfactory grades. There's no D. And for most programs, if you get more than 3 C's, you get suspended, because a C grade doesn't show the mastery we want you to have at the graduate level. So really aim for A's and B's. That will keep you in good stead. But another difference is that we want graduate degrees to be very current and timely, right? Because many of your fields change quickly, and employers want you to have relevant knowledge and skills. So graduate degrees have time limits. For a master's program, you have up to 7 years, hopefully much faster. And for a doctoral program, you can have up to 9 years. But again, we want that to be much faster. That's the outside limit, right? In undergrad, you can come back 15 years later and finish your degree. That's not true in graduate school. The other thing to think about is success in graduate school is measured by progress. And that's partly because what you're learning to do is to be an independent scholar. So if you're doing research, it's going to be evaluated on the progress you're making with your research. Now, that doesn't mean that you can't have setbacks We all learn from our failures. So it's important to learn how to fail quickly and be resilient and try again. That's part of the learning process. But you want to keep moving forward. You want to make progress in order to be successful. Now, sometimes something goes wrong and you get derailed. And like I said, maybe you get 3 C's and you find yourself suspended. You can appeal. We have due process and appeals in place for all kinds of different things. So I would encourage you to take a look at the graduate catalog. I know nobody's going to go read the graduate catalog. It's a lot. But if you just flip through the degree requirements portion in the front of the catalog, that will give you a really good overview and understanding of the policies that govern graduate education at UNC Charlotte. And even if you just know it's there when you need it, you can go back and look something up. Most of your programs will have handbooks, so please talk to your program director about the handbook and the policies and the culture of their program. The program director is going to be one of your most important contacts. So make sure to get to know your program director. And they're going to help you understand how to interact with faculty, how to network, and how to engage throughout the campus and throughout your program. If you need additional support outside of your program director, something happens and maybe they're not being responsive or you're not clear, we have a university ombudsman. And the ombudsman's role is to help you negotiate processes and navigate the policies. And they're a confidential resource. So keep that in mind if you ever find yourself searching for somebody else to talk to. The ombuds is a great resource. Excuse me. Lastly, I'll just reiterate that the graduate school is here to help you be successful. So feel free to reach out to any of us on today's call. We wouldn't have admitted you if we didn't think you could be successful here. And so now it's up to you to take advantage of the many resources we have and the ways we can support you. So we wish you all the best. We're so glad you're here, and go Niners. And now I am happy to turn it over to Caroline West, who is the president of our graduate and professional student government. And she's going to talk to you about ways to engage. Carolyn?
Hi, everyone. So I am Caroline West. I am the graduate professional student government. Sorry for the weird background. So a little bit about GPSG and what we do. The main thing we like to do is advocate for students. We are here to help you and make your graduate experience better. Our main areas of advocacy for this upcoming school year are food insecurity, so students who are having trouble accessing food, safety on campus, finances, and then lactation. If you have any additional concerns as a graduate student, feel free to email me anytime and we can set up a time to talk about it. Because if you're experiencing a hardship as a grad student, chances are someone else is as well. So my email address is chill112@charlotte.edu or gpsgpresident@charlotte.edu. So also we have a lot of grad student organizations, and you can find them on the Niner Engage website. Everything from Association of Nanoscale Students, we have ELSO, we have Charlotte Parents Organization. We have more than 30 graduate organizations, and I would love to see y'all involved. We have a Senate meeting the fourth Tuesday of every month from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. and anyone is welcome to join. It's open to everybody. But most importantly, I just want everyone to know that my doors are always open. I have an office here in the union for you to voice your concerns or email me. I want to make sure that we can work together to help you be supported as a grad student. All right, thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Caroline. We really appreciate that. What I would like to do now is really put a framework to how we have the resources and with whom you can work with. And most importantly, is we believe in the power of peer development and peer-to-peer connection in developing that sense of community. Each year, we select 8 outstanding students to be a part of what we call the Graduate Life Fellows Program. These students provide a level of knowledge and expertise in how to navigate the university systems, how to work with your graduate program directors, as well as be the voice of the graduate student body and work with other graduate related organizations. And they are housed here out of the CGLL, which is the Center for Graduate Life and Learning, and I have the pleasure of working with them. What we're going to do is have an opportunity to have some dialogue with them, as well as allow you to start interacting with them. And they are wonderful individuals who have a variety of academic disciplines, as well as come from all over the country and the world, and really are great resources for people who are new to UNC Charlotte and also contribute to the success of their fellow classmates here at the university. So what I would like to do is encourage the Graduate Life Fellows to enter into the chat, and also put in their email in the chat. And if we can go around the virtual table here and for everyone of our Graduate Life Fellows to introduce themselves. So GFLs, please take it away.
I think I will start. Hi, I am Bhuvan. I'm a fourth year PhD student in biology, and I work with how bacteria live inside the cells of fungi. I am from Delhi, the capital city of India, and I am the resident Graduate Life Fellow. My job specifically is to encourage that everyone who is staying at Niner Woods, our newly established community, feels safe to bring in their whole identity. So, if you are moving soon or have any questions about outside of moving, about work-life balance while being a PhD student in STEM or writing as a grad student, you are always free to come talk to me in one of the breakout rooms later or always email me. And then I can just pass on the virtual mic to Daniel, whose panel is next to me on the chat, to introduce yourself.
Right. Hello, everyone. Hope you're all having a good time or enjoying your time in Charlotte so far. My name is Daniel Sankey. I am a second year PhD student in data science. Believe it or not, this is actually one of the newer PhD programs offered here at UNC Charlotte. Let's see. A little bit more about myself. I'm originally from Long Island, New York, specifically Valley Stream, which is like a little bit of an easy explanation, 5 minutes from JFK Airport on a good day. My dissertation topic is pending at the moment, but yeah, like one of the best things about CGLL is that there is community for grad students, right? One of the important things is that for graduate students, especially PhD students, we have this preliminary notion that we have to go through this journey ourselves. But truth be told, you don't have to. You don't have to do everything alone. There are people around who are willing to help you. Whether it is us, whether it is the students sitting next to you in your classrooms, whether it's the folks on this Zoom call, your fellow incoming grad students, your maybe folks who may have been on campus a little bit longer than you, even the fellows at CGLL, the folks in like the various resources that the school has to offer. We are all here to help you out along so that you can make the most of this, not just intellectually, but also socially, mentally, and socially and mentally. I'll pass it on to Lindsay.
Hello, My name is Lindsay. I am also from New York, Suffolk County, Lake Grove. I am in my second year, working towards my master's of social work. Outside of my roles with the CGLL, I am also the secretary of GPSG. In the chat, as soon as I'm done typing up, I will put some of my contact information for you. Current research is in the realm of graduate student mental health. Big time component on mindfulness, kind of balancing all of the requirements that you have. Specifically, I am also an online student. So I have some, advice for anyone that may be doing a program on the online kind of realm of things. But yeah, I will give me a few moments to finish typing out my little welcome there, and I will have some contact information. I will pass the mic over to Martina, if you don't mind.
All right. Hi, everyone. My name is Martina Wasilewska. I'm from Poland. I'm very excited to be at GLF this year and be able to help you guys if you need anything. My email is on the CGL website. I'm also happy to meet in person or on Zoom whenever needed. You can reach out and schedule those fairly easily with me for any simpler questions or just chatting, getting to know about Charlotte or UNC Charlotte or anything like that. And I will preach to the choir. CGL is an amazing resource that I've been extremely thankful for throughout my first year and now in my second year of my master's in psychology. I recommend coming to the center, just chatting with us, signing up for some of our workshops, including the time management workshop that we've been hearing in the chat about. But it's nice to meet you all, and I'm here for you. And I'm getting back to how I see it on the screen. So Ebenezer.
Hi, my name is Ebenezer Boachiadom, and I'm originally from Ghana. I'm a second year PhD student in infrastructure. Yeah, and my research is about, I'm trying to look at atmospheric aerosols and then how they affect human health and the climate as well using satellite remote sensing. So yeah, I'm gonna join my CGLL is very important and very good. There are a lot of you don't know, and then CGLL is uh, uh, willing
I
to
think
show everyone these resources. Fun fact: some of my best friends I made. Hello, can you hear me?
yes.
Okay. Fun fact: met from one of the CGLL
I
info
think we
on the chat, so you can reach out at any time. Thank you. I'll pass the. So I'm gonna pass the mic to Justin.
thank you.
Hello, everyone. I'm Justina McQuay, and I'm also one of the Graduate Life Fellow with a Center of Graduate Life and Learning. I'm a second-year PhD student in the Public Policy Program. I would want to say that you are welcome to UNC Charlotte. You are in the right place, in the right community, and you are so much surrounded with so amazing people to support you, so said. And one of my roles as a GLF is to focus more on supporting and engaging with the international graduate student community. So I hope after this introduction, we will have a special moment to engage and share and have a helpful conversation. I'll be dropping my details as well in the chat so we could have more conversation. Thank you. On my screen here, I'm gonna pass it to Anastasia, if that is okay with you.
Yeah, perfect. Hi everyone, I'm Anastasia Duchenko. I'm originally from Ukraine and right now I'm PhD student in bioinformatics and genomics program, starting my third year. And I'm working on creating automatization pipeline for developing new drugs and vaccines for something like new viruses. Not only them, but I'm very excited. So everyone who wants my advice on this topic, you're welcome to approach me too. And this year, I will be also helping to create some workshops in our fellowship program. And in addition, I'm also a president of high performance club in our university. And if you want to study something about cloud system, you're also welcome to join this organization, and I can help you. I wish you all be patient with yourself, and as I would recommend to myself when I just started my grad school, you will make mistakes, but you will be able to get through it. So just let it be and keep going, keep swimming. And I'm passing to Shy.
Hey, good afternoon, everyone. So last but not least, so still welcome you all to UNC Charlotte. Like to be honest, I've been in here for more than 2 years, but until last year, I just know CGL. So that's a big, big loss for me. And hopefully, you guys, you are here. So we really want you like to just walk by to the Atkins on the building, and in our office you'll find all the sources you may need it in your graduate life, no matter it's study, it's life, it's social. We do have all the resource you may need it, so just come to us and I'll share more of my information in the chat, so feel free to contact us. Thank you.
Thank you so much, fellows. It was wonderful to have you introduce yourselves. And now I have a few questions that I think would spark some conversation, not only with us today, but throughout the year. And one particular feedback that I would like to have you share is, what would you have wished you have known when you were a new graduate student? And is there anything you would have done differently had you known that? And what advice would you have give to others regarding that experience in your first year? And you could, whoever wants to go first, go right ahead. We'll take 2 responses.
I can go first. I think the biggest thing is kind of like understanding how many resources UNC Charlotte has for graduate students. I didn't really realize how many different resources exist within the library. Like we have Graduate Writing Center, we have like funding for publishing your research. At graduate and professional student government, we have travel funding for conferences. There's so many things you can engage with and make your life as a graduate student better. That it's good to like try to stay informed and try to understand what resources you have available and how you can access them.
Anybody else would like to contribute to that?
I
Yeah, I
can
can come
answer.
in. Oh,
Oh,
go
okay,
ahead.
Justin, go ahead.
All right, one thing I have learned during my first year in UNCC was that you don't have to figure out everything all by yourself. That is why we have the Center of Life and Learning. I learned that by actually going through the experience the hard way. So I would always advise that ask questions, talk to people, talk to your fellow graduate students, talk to your department faculties, anybody you see around. Make use of your Googles, talk to anybody. Don't feel isolated. Don't try to do everything on your own. You've got a community. All you have to do is to extend and ask questions, and that will take you a long way. Thank you.
Thank you. Another question that I know everyone would benefit from your insight is, how do you build a good relationship with your advisor or your mentor or faculty member?
I can go. The first thing is very obvious. It's communication. I would just update my advisor quickly, like once a week with update. Even if there is update, I'm stuck. Advisors are here to help you. So if you didn't make a progress, and you will tell him like, or he or her, I just stuck, and in 1 week you will be able to get some help. It's my advice.
Anybody else want to share?
Yes, I can do that. So, basically, in the first place, I got my master's here in UNC Charlotte as well. And at the first year, I don't know anything about like the mentor or tutor, anything about it. But however, like when you have to at this point, at the start point of your graduate life, you should think, okay, what you want to do in the future. Like you want to continue your study or you want to find a job in the industry. So that's what you want to think at this point. And afterwards, you may need to, if you want to find a job in the industry, you need to, get connections, get networking with, like we do have very resourceful here in CGL. We have several workshops. We'll invite some industrial leaders to share, and you can get networking. And also, there are many other events you may find the resource to get networking. And that's one point. And if you want continuous study, so the very important thing is you can look up into the like professor's website, their personal website to see, okay, what's their research interest. If you're not sure yet, so that's not a problem. You can see, okay, what other professor they are doing and to see, okay, if that will be something you are interested in. And at that point, you can, just shoot an email to he or she that like to show your interest in that and to know more about it. And for most of the time, I'll say you'll get a response at that point.
Here's a good question that I know a lot of people are kind of having in their mind and trying to figure out. How do you stay healthy and balanced?
I can
I know you,
speak a little bit on that. I think that I have been doing somewhat good job. Grad school is in general a lot of work, especially if you're trying to get like engaged outside of your like normal classroom thesis, dissertation, or anything else activities. But I think a good approach is to like finding like little moments to take a breath and like just relax and be mindful about like your surroundings. For me personally, it really helps me to stay grounded and stay in tune with my needs. I also think that part of that is like doing your best to understand what your body tells you. Sometimes it's better to take a day off and not burnt out than push through it and then not be able to work for a week. Um, so it is a thin line, but kind of like trusting what your body is telling you is very important.
And if I could follow up on that, when I started grad school, I thought rest really just meant getting a good night's sleep. And I think it's really important to understand that rest comes in other forms. Taking, as crazy it may sound, taking a walk can be restful for you just to give your mind a piece of, time to kind of reflect. I always, anecdotally say that I'm outside touching grass all the time because I'm so focused on what's due next that I get so overwhelmed at times. And, that's normal. But sometimes, like Martina said, to have a moment to give yourself break and then go back to what your due dates are, I feel like those assignments get done in a better mental capacity. And like, journaling can be another type of rest. Like it doesn't just have to be what your sleep schedule is, but, food and some of those things were things that I was struggling with. I had to set timers to remind myself to eat or to drink. So it's really important that you are also paying attention to what your needs are, like Martina said.
Lindsay, I'm going to direct this to you to start off, and anybody else could definitely contribute. If you are a distance student and you're mostly remote, how do you stay connected to your fellow classmates and to your program as well as to the university as a whole if you are taking most of your classes online? What would you recommend?
Yeah, so my cohort, when we started, we created a GroupMe account. So posting, questions or concerns, or sometimes just having like, this is what happened to me. Anyone else can relate was super helpful. But then as the curriculum went on, we broke it down specifically to what classes that we're in. My cohort members know that my Zoom room is always open after class and is open pretty late as well. So we always do have like workshops where we're doing our assignments together or just sometimes having a social call, because a lot of times we'll have a conversation and it's kind of like, oh my God, I'm not alone in that feeling. So if you are able to, for sure, definitely take advantage of meeting with your academic advisors, your professors. Half of my professors, after classes were over, like we met for coffee as a group. Grad school is not something that you do solo. And being able to make those connections with friends. Sometimes you start assignments late to have a classmate where you can be like, is this what you understood that assignment to be? Super helpful. A lot of times my classmates also would send us, we would like kind of proofread each other's assignments. So those are kind of things that I would potentially recommend doing if you are strictly distance. But yeah, like start building your connections, start building your community. A lot of times during those introductions, I'm going to assume that most classes do an introduction, like discussion board or what have you. Like you can find something. I have people in across my program where we're all arts and crafts. We call ourselves the grandmas. We go and meet for that. So those are just some things that I would definitely recommend to help out to build some community for you.
Love that. Thank you. Anybody else want to contribute to that?
Uh,
Next
yeah,
question. Oh, go right ahead. Go
yeah, sorry,
ahead.
just one more thing is that since you are already in the graduate school, like try to use the resources on campus. I know that, for example, I know a lot of graduate students, you will have class in Duba Center, or at least for myself, when I did my master, like all of my classes were in the Duba Center. So I rarely walked in the campus, but however, you are graduate students, you have all the access here and just use the use the resource here in the campus, especially the UREC, like our big gym that you can get fitness, get swimming, get running, and play like table tennis, badminton, basketball, everything. Just use the resource you already got there.
Thank you for sharing that. I'm going to direct this question to you as well, and Anastasia, because of a conversation we had yesterday during our meeting. What advice would you give to graduate students who are balancing not only their studies, work, but also parenting?
Parenting, yeah. Yes, I have only one kid. Uh, so I just take it's like not additional responsibility, but maybe like few hours of joy for your day. And like it's well-deserved break from your education process. For example, I'm coming home and giving some attention to my kid. And then after he's going to sleep, I'm keep studying. So it's like part of our journey, but if you need emotional support, you also can talk to me or our parental organization, UNC Charlotte, but it's my advice.
And the last question that I have is, and anybody could respond to this, is how do you deal with imposter syndrome?
Well, I guess I will try answering this. I am a fourth year PhD student with one first author publication and two middle author publications. I was trying to write a paper about one of my chapters yesterday, and my writer's block gave me terrible, terrible imposter syndrome. The way I have learned to deal with something like that is I go to my community. I make them see what I've produced, what I've created, what I'm struggling with. I talk to my community vulnerably. And this community, you can define anyway. It can be either your advisor, it can be your friends, it can be your coworkers, even your family. Um, and you just talk to them. And once you connect with your community, personally for me, when they show up vulnerably and with transparency about their own issues with imposter syndrome, it really helps. The other day, my PhD advisor was telling me that she was having trouble creating a presentation for a conference because of how our research topic lies kind of outside majority research topics addressed in conferences. And so we find it she was finding it hard to show up as a meaningful researcher, even though she is amazing. So we all struggle with imposter syndrome at all stages of our career. And what's important, as the bottom line, is to always have community to help you deal with that.
Thank you. Thank you, fellows, for your insight and your recommendations and the experiences that you've had so far. They're invaluable for our new students to hear them and also to know they have a resource and someone they can connect with who's been through the journey, can help them through their journey as well. Next, what I would like to do is introduce you to my colleagues, Kim and Ben, who are going to discuss and give you an overview of some activities that are coming up, as well as talk about some other opportunities before we could break out into rooms and allow us to have more specific topics, and they'll provide that. Ben, if you want to take it away.
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Joe. Hi, everyone. My name is Ben Schwartz. I'm an admin associate at the Center for Graduate Life and Learning. If you show up to any of our events, which I hope you do, we've been talking about them a lot in the chat, you'll definitely see me at those events, probably like heckling you to like mark your attendance down and things like that. But looking forward to meeting you all. I want to talk just for briefly, speaking of events, I want to talk about our welcome reception this Saturday at 11 a.m. This virtual orientation is great because you get a lot of information. You get to meet your peers digitally. Um, and the welcome reception is a really great way to follow that up because it's in person. It's at the Hauser Pavilion here on campus. We're going to have food. We're going to have fun activities to do. We're going to have giveaways. We're going to have tables for various campus partners. So for those of you who have been asking me, hey, what are some of the other resources on campus? That's a great way to get a primer on that. And it's going to be really fun. So I highly recommend you come and join us for that. Now, if you do that, and in general as a student here, something I really urge you to do tonight, if you haven't done already, that's set up your mobile 49er ID. This is something that you'll use for your entire career here at UNC Charlotte. It takes a couple minutes to set up, but that's how you check into all sorts of different events, including ours. You'll use it to get into buildings if you need to get into certain buildings at certain times, and many other things as well. So I recommend doing that right now if you haven't already. I'll send the link into the chat here if one of my colleagues hasn't done it yet. But that's what I'm here to talk about today. So I hope to see you at the reception. And I'm going to pass it over to Kim, who's going to talk about the scavenger hunt at the reception. Thanks, Kim.
Thank you, Ben. Hi, everyone. I'm Kimberly Jimenez, graduate assistant at the Center for Graduate Life and Learning, and I'm also an MBA student, and this is my last semester. Yay! My role here at the center is as an event assistant and supporting the team with the event planning and communications. And I'm so happy for you to join to this grad adventure at UNC Charlotte. And because we want to welcome you, I want to invite you to join to the CGLL scavenger hunt. I guess you have been receiving these emails and this information. And this is a orientation activity for you to know more about campus resources, online resources as well, and start building communities since the first day at the university, which will be in the welcome reception. So please join us. Please register in this sorry in the form, fill out the form, and later you will be added to the Canvas module where the instructions are, and also we will have a table in the welcome reception of if you have any questions, we will be happy to help you. Also remember to have your student ID because in some of these campus offices you will need it. And please join us, and I hope to see you on Saturday. If you have any questions, please connect with me and send me an email, and I will add the information in the chat. Thank you.
Thank you, Kim. Thank you, Ben. And Ben, I hope you're enjoying that beach. That warm weather and palm trees were so inviting. Those last days of summer are great. I love that background. We look forward to welcoming you on campus this Saturday. Hope you all can make it. Now what we're going to do is before we break out into various rooms, we have a short survey that we want you to participate in. It is invaluable for us to know and receive the feedback and have your voice part of our planning, as well as understanding how we can be a resource to you, particularly since you have a fresh pair of eyes onto this particular orientation, and most importantly, you're new to the university and to the grad school. Now we'll break out into various rooms, and there will be a main room for general questions and questions you will want to ask. We'll have an international student question room, as well as a room that will focus in on student parents. We'll also have a room that is focused on questions for online students, campus life and involvement, as well as academic policies. Anybody who is joined us today who is an early entry student, we'll have someone available for that as well. And then we'll have a room that will focus in on wellness, fitness, and mental health. So thank you, everybody. Come join us in the rooms. These rooms are available and staffed with various staff members, as well as fellow students and fellows to answer questions. Thank you for your time today, and I look forward to talking with you.